Welcome to the Tribal Council meeting for the week of July 4th. So, today, fear be love. Fear versus love. Earlier in the week, I put out a semi-controversial video. I do this series of what I learned from blank. And this week was what I learned from being a drug lord. I later put in the comments, "Mom, don't worry, it's a metaphor," and somewhat true, but somewhat not. There was a period of time where we had a lot of stuff. We had things, we had stuff, and at a certain point, as we kept on kind of like finding new deals, learning a little bit more about supply and demand, it was like all of a sudden, Sweet Rocky is in a situation that he's kind of like, I feel a little over my head. And I felt that way because there were nights when I didn't want to go to sleep. I'm painting this picture right now just for the sheer sake of letting you understand that, like, I felt what anxiety feels like, to live in a state of fear. It's not fun. I won't go back there. Not to the, drug lord days, but not to what that represents. Living in a fear state. Do this favor for me right now. See what it feels like when I'm going to name an emotion, and I want you to feel the emotion. I want you to let your whole body get into the state of that emotion. Okay, we're going to do it for 3 different emotions. Okay, so let's just exhale first. Kind of try to find like neutrality first, neutral state. Guilt. Now. Courage. Joy. Joy. What does joy feel like? If you felt it, which I know you did, that's where we lead a body scan. And if you go listen to the Antidote, that podcast, I'll lead you through a really quick body scan. I think we do it with peace. But the concept is those heavier emotions. When I said guilt, did you actually feel yourself like way down? You became more dense. Guilt, shame, pain, fear, doubt. Those are heavy. Those are heavy emotions. And I mean that literally too. Like the hurts that represent the wave signature of guilt, shame, fear is heavier. As you get up into the gratitude and the joy and the bliss and the peace and the love, that is where we start to become less of something and more of nothing. We free up our energy to become anything. Your only job is to elevate your frequency. Get the vibe high. There is a concept that if you and I can at least agree to entertain, it's going to put a lot more clarity, give a lot more clarity and clout to this whole conversation. And that concept is only love is real. Anything outside of love is an illusion. When we say love, it's a word. It's our closest understanding to what this all-encompassing, all-connecting, omnipotent force that connects you to me, to each other. Some call it chi, some call it God, some call it the void, some call it ether. That sacred geometry that keeps all of us together, why I can feel someone else's hurt, why I can express myself and enjoy their joy. We're all connected. If we're outside of that, we are in one of the many decibels of fear. Can we continue to find a default emotion that resonates at or above the level of gratitude? Using gratitude as a gateway emotion. Become an investigator of the times in life that you're living the illusion. See what makes you feel. Take inventory of your emotional frequency. How are you vibrating? The goal is to be authentic with yourself, but to allow authenticity to be a kind of a default resonance of something greater than the fear-based shit. Recognize when the conversation when the energy is outside of the line of love. So if you start to kind of like recognize it and realize, ooh, that's not a conversation I really care to entertain. Takeaways. 1, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, don't sell drugs. Second, choose to be an investigator of fear versus love. And then choosing a default emotion. What do you want to call home? If you have more questions, I would love to jam on them with you. Feel free to drop a comment on this or pick up the phone, give me a call. Choose love, be light, and stay legendary.